Hey y'all, so I'm still working on the lighting situation, but I think it might be a little bit better than yesterday's. Um, what I want to talk to you today about, it is July 7th, 2015. Um, what I want to go over a little bit more today is a little bit more in depth about my past and a little bit more about how Shakeology helped me in my past and where it's going in my future and that kind of thing. Um, Probably starting about 10 years ago, I was bartending for a local company. Um, and what many people do not know is during that time I was very depressed. I would get very suicidal on days, and you go to work and you just have to put on this nice little happy face and make everybody think everything's all hunky-dory, and it's just hard. And there were times where I didn't know if I would make it or not, and just make it through the day without killing myself or somebody, because I was just so depressed about everything in my life. And then about 5 years ago, I started getting blood clots because I was having an allergic reaction to some of my medications. And right after that, I was diagnosed diabetic. I had high blood pressure. I had high cholesterol. And then I had to start taking about 20 pills a day. And I am not a pill popper. I don't like taking pills. I hate taking aspirin even. For my migraines, I try to work through them as best I can. I do the hot pack, or not the hot packs, the cold packs on my forehead, and just resting, and, basically anything possible to get out of that situation. And when I started with Shakeology, it took about 3 months, but I was actually able to get weaned off of all of my drugs. I no longer have to go see an endocrinologist because my diabetes is under control. I do regularly check it though, so that's how I am sure of that. And I no longer have to take my high blood pressure medication. I no longer take my cholesterol medications. My daily medication is that. Just one of these a day. And that's just as a preventative because of my blood clotting history. I've had 3 blood clot surgeries, 3 phlebotomies, and I prefer not having them done again. Although my doctor was quite amused because I'd be sitting there cracking jokes the whole time. It was one of those surgeries that you're awake for and didn't seem to bother me. That is now my daily dose of medication, and this is all I have for breakfast now. I love breakfast foods. Don't get me wrong. I am the person who will eat pancakes and eggs and bacon and toast and hash browns and all that glorious, greasy, good food for any meal a day. But that Shakeology is my breakfast. It is the first meal of my day. It's how I start my day off. And it's how it keeps me feeling the best. I started seeing a naturopath, and he is the one who weaned me off of all of my drugs. The one thing I wish I would have done beforehand, however, was actually consult my doctor about this. And that's the one thing I highly recommend, is that you do consult your doctor if you are a diabetic, have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, any abnormality like that. Just because you never know if it's going to interact with your drugs that you're currently taking, your medications. There is a lot of stuff going on in here. Just one little packet. This is 1 serving. So this right here, 5 servings worth. 5 packets, 5 servings. But I would definitely recommend talking to your doctor first about that, because they're going to let you know if there's going to be an interaction. If you're thinking about possibly trying Shakeology, I'd be more than glad to get you a list of everything I just showed you right here, because we want to make sure it's going to be the best for you. And just because it works for me and it works for Jane Smith here and Joe Smith and Coach XYZ, doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. And I will admit that. And as much as I wanted to help everybody, it may not help everybody, but in a lot of the cases I have seen, everybody I've talked to that has tried it and has taken it on a regular basis, we have all lost weight on just Shakeology alone. For example, just last week I did a Shakeology cleanse while I was in the middle of the challenge group. 3 days. And, I lost 7 pounds in those 3 days on just Shakeology. I had 2 meals of Shakeology a day, and then just a low carb, protein filled dinner, and I was good to go. But, you need to know what's going to work for you first before you want to go through and try to do things like I did. I am horrible about seeing my doctor, but I am the first one to say that I probably should have talked to him first. And Shakeology probably has saved me. And if it wasn't for this is basically like the first bag I ever received. It's a 30 serving pack, and I got 35 days out of it, and if I hadn't received that pack, who knows what would have happened to me at this point. Because I'm no longer trying to hide my feelings like I was before. I don't have the depression that I did. I don't have to take my medications for it anymore. And honestly, I really do think that Shakeology saved me, and it may save you too.